Hey everyone, this is our first trip up to northern Maine since early spring. It's just been so dry out lately, and a lot of the trees, especially on the way up, they're already starting to get their fall colors, and it's only the middle of August. That's a good 6 or 8 weeks early. It's just because they're stressed out. But we recently got heavy rain over the past 2 days. It only dropped a couple inches, but it's enough that a lot of the waterways are raging, because when you're in a drought, it bakes the ground so it can't absorb it right away. So there's a ton of runoff, and the rivers are raging pretty well. Wow, there is a bit of a blockage in this one, isn't there? What do we got? Yeah, there's a good mound here. This might actually be a good job for the new rake. All right, everyone, here we go. Woo! All right, everyone, we got that flowing real good, and look at it clear. The water's gonna clear up in like 30 seconds and be crystal clear on the other side. That wall of dirt and debris, probably caused by the grater, most of that was gravel in there, held up a good 6 inches of water. I bet this whole thing was dried up last night, or 2 days ago before we got this blast of rain. But it's looking pretty good now. Gotta step over to the side a little bit because it's a big truck coming. Still clearing up nicely. It's looking good, it's running cleaner. As you can see right here, this water on the side of the road, which will cause the road eventually to become softer and softer. Now it's going to reduce to just a couple inches in that pool. Water's already running clean, probably caused by the grater. As you can see, this road is very smooth. They did a great job, but some of it accidentally got spilled out. It's already running really clean over here. Here's some of that debris we let go through. That's some fast flowing water. Looking good. It's a beautiful day, still drizzling out. Nice. We've needed this a long time. It's a good soaking day. So right here, since they recently did some grading work. There are some rocks in the entrance of this culvert I'm going to show you. That's also a very new culvert. Wouldn't be surprised if that was put in at the beginning of the year or last year. They recently graded this road. It used to be very rocky. A road can become very dusty and very muddy for like a couple years following a massive grading. It's just not held together great yet. So right here, the grader definitely pushed in a lot of rocks, creating this pool of water. Let's see if we can get a couple of these things out of here to increase flow just a little bit. That last one was the key. That definitely helped increase some flow. Yeah, it did. That's great. We got that working a bit better. Check out this swamp. Finally normal water levels for the first time this whole year. Let's check out what's going on down here. My boots were already wet. Looking pretty good. Definitely was a beaver dam here. Look at that. Let's go grab the rake. We're gonna improve that just a little bit. All right, I'm coming back with the rake. There's a truck coming, but I'm not in the way. You can definitely get around me pretty well. We just gotta loosen up these pieces of beaver dam and they'll get tossed right through. Look at that thing rolling. It's pretty cool. Big clump. We'll walk in there in a minute and push anything that gets stuck. Still a good amount of beaver dam stuck here. It's old, not active. This is just the remains after an excavator did it. They probably didn't stick around all day waiting for it to drain. They probably didn't know there was still a lot of it there. Get the spider webs out of the way. Give that another push. Push. Not enough headroom to comfortably go in there. That'll get pushed out the next blast of water. We loosened it up, that's all that really matters. Let's get back up to the road and see what it looks like across the street. Wow, these pants, look at that. Look at that big water bubble. Good amount of flow. Check out the culverts here. Pretty bad damage, look at that. That was either done by heavy machinery when fixing the road, or a frost heave took the path of least resistance, which was pushing down into the culvert instead of up. There's a little bit of debris in this one. Just removing that one piece increased a good amount of flow. See, it's only damage really on the end where it was hit by an excavator and has been through probably decades of freeze and thaw cycles. They're not in the worst condition, but the end 2 feet should probably be cut off. Right now I'm stepping out to take a look at this culvert pipe. Every time I've been here in the past, except the spring, it's always been flowing pretty well. I'm going to see if there's any type of beaver blockage, because I know there's a lot of beavers in the area. No, it's got a little bit of flow. The end of the pipe here is definitely sagging towards the wrong direction, and that would be why... Ooh, I'm dropping a lot of freezing water out of that tree onto myself. That would be why you see water going in so slowly. It's definitely the wrong pitch, definitely not a clog. You know what I'll never understand about this situation? It comes from here, through that pipe you just saw. It looks like it's a 3-foot pipe. Then it bottlenecks down into that piece of junk, crumpled, rusted metal pipe, which is 18 inches. This area right here is not doing too good in the drought. All these white pines died. And this road was pretty healthy looking back in the spring. I gotta admit, most of northern Maine looks pretty good for this drought. But there are isolated areas that look absolutely horrible, and they looked nice and lush in the spring. Definitely the most affected areas are southern Maine, southern New Hampshire, but there's isolated pockets of a lot of dryness. It's definitely not as bad as I expected, since I haven't been up here in northern Maine since the spring, just because it was dry. I didn't even come up here for the rain. This happened unexpectedly. I thought we were coming up here to photograph drought conditions, but we had a quick rise in water levels since there's nowhere for it to go, the ground being so hard and dried out. Bunch of quick flooding. So the dominant road is turning here, but straight ahead actually looks really beautiful. Doesn't look like it's been used in a while for logging, but this is a really nice road. It looks like they may have trimmed it in the past few years. But coming out here, I'm happy to see the majority of the forest does look healthy, unlike the rest of New England. But there are patches out here that are extremely bad. When you're out here, elevation varies extreme. You can go up and down hundreds of feet in just a small portion of road. And because of that, the higher up parts, or the parts that have better drainage, are gonna die first. A lot of the northern soil is more sandy, so that's why northern droughts are usually a lot worse than southern droughts, which a lot of times down in the south part, those trees can just drop their leaves. They've adapted to that. But pine trees, they can't just drop their needles. They'll die if they drop them just once from a drought. Like, see that bright orange tree? That's not coming back. Once you get a bright orange tree like that, it actually spreads around. Because once one tree dies, the others around it can feel that strain, and they all just go down one after another. Because they're actually connected, like through the roots and stuff. They can feel things that other trees are feeling, and it can trigger a mass die-off of an area. Take a look at all these trees bent over, maybe just from the rain, maybe stressed out. Sometimes if you tap them and shake them off, they stand back up. No. Here's another one. Let's drive through it slowly and it can come up. Not really worried about scratching. Ooh. That was kind of funny. Yeah, this car's already scratched up from all these tight roads I go down. Not too worried about that. I'll wear it out before I rust it out. Having to make a turn here. This road is completely ended, so we'll get to go through that fun tree again. Here we go again with these fun trees. Off to the side of the road here, it looks like this area did get a good amount of rain, or like most places, because it's a drought, it's can't absorb it and it gets stuck in low-lying places. There's like an area here, a field of ferns, and the ferns are just floating under the water because it came up so fast. Got a good amount of flow out here. Let's see if there's any type of blockage on the other side. All these areas have been dry for the longest time. All the roads I've been traveling this year, none of the drainage ditches have had really anything in them. We're walking over here to the culvert. Ooh. Oh, wow. Look at the grass in this one. Yeah, let's get this thing open. All right, everyone. Now that we're all geared up, we're going to be removing that giant grass blockage over there. This area is not fun. There's a lot of mosquitoes and black flies, which I did not miss down in the drier area. So we'll get this here flowing a bit better. Yep, lots of black flies landing on me. But I'm going to deal with it. I'm not going to put on any bug spray. Not yet. My boots are already flooded, so I have no problem walking into this. Wow, this is a lot colder than the water I was in earlier. This almost feels like we're getting into winter, how cold this is. I just lost one of my tripod feet. I love this tripod. I've been using the same one for 6 years. I'll just keep fixing it as long as I can. I think I'm going to drill a few holes in the base of the feet and use hot glue with maybe a bottle cap mold. Wow, these mosquitoes are landing all over me. Alrighty, everyone. Camera number 2 is set up. Woo! Wow, there's actually some beaver debris in there. Didn't expect that. I thought the grass was growing on a pile of dirt and rocks put there by the grater. There's beaver debris in here. Oh, it's moving. It's moving. We got that thing opened up. All right, we just reached the end of the road. We're gonna see what's wrong with this bridge. I definitely drove over this bridge in the past 2 years. The deck is really rotted out. Whoa, look at these things. These flies are biting me like crazy. Probably have a dozen of them walking around me. It's good to see water levels back to normal for the time being. This bridge deck is in horrible condition, but underneath is probably fine. These bridges are very strong and it's not crooked or anything. Because it just looked down here. Right here you could possibly break an axle, get a wheel stuck. Those are massive I-beams, you see in here. You got 1, 2, 3, There's a ton of I-beams there, especially where your wheelbase would be. Coming back from that closed bridge, very rough road, potholes, puddles, but just take a look at all the baby pine trees right up on the road. They got baked this summer in that month-long heat wave and 2 months without any rain. There's a lot of dead forest around here. The majority of it is white pine that died. You see right up ahead that we're about to drive into, there's a lot of very big mature trees that are also dying from this. These past couple days is the first good rain we've had in months. But none of these trees you see are going to come back. Even the ones that are still a little bit green are most likely going to die. Yeah, this area, it does look like it's early winter or something. It does not look like it's August at all.